Time is passing too quickly for the Steelers, and in about 2 weeks, we'll have the game against the Jaguars. Yes, my friends, I'm confident we'll win. If you also believe the Steelers will win, hit that like button hard. And right, go Steelers, we're going to go all out. Now, another topic that's been making waves lately is this. Inside the Steelers locker room, there's a quiet confidence growing, but it's shrouded in uncertainty, pressure, and the weight of enormous expectations. One name leading this movement, Payton Wilson. The 2023 third-round draft pick from North Carolina State University not only performed well last season, he quietly exceeded expectations and, without a doubt, became the team's best linebacker. That's no exaggeration. He earned a 74.0 PFF grade, the highest among all the linebackers on the Steelers roster. This was better than the veterans, better than expected, and it wasn't a fluke. He was surgical in coverage, calculated in his assignments, and quietly dominant. But now, the training wheels have been removed. In 2025, Payton Wilson will take over as a full-time, every-down linebacker alongside Patrick Queen, who was recently voted the 75th best player in the entire NFL by his peers. And yet, there's a real belief within that locker room that Wilson can eclipse even Queen. At 245 pounds, 12 pounds heavier than Queen and 8 pounds heavier than last season, Wilson is physically prepared for this leap. He's versatile, explosive, and disruptive. He can blitz as an edge rusher, stop the run with power, and cover tight ends in coverage. Even Luke Kuechly, a future Hall of Famer and one of the best linebackers of this generation, has said he sees Wilson as his next big man. This is not a comparison to be made lightly. But let's pump the brakes for a second. The one caveat here is health. Wilson's fall to the third round wasn't about talent. It was about injuries. He stayed healthy in 2023 thanks to a limited role. Now, he'll be exposed to every offensive scheme, every down, every hit. If he holds up, Pittsburgh could be looking at its next defensive cornerstone. Then there's Troy Fatanu. The first-rounder from Washington was expected to be a franchise piece on the offensive line last season, but after a promising debut, he vanished with a knee injury. Sound familiar? Like Wilson, the talent is unquestionable. He stonewalled the Denver Broncos' defensive front in his only appearance. No sacks, no slip-ups, just dominance. He's powerful, low to the ground, and technically sound in both pass protection and run blocking. But again, there's that ominous if. Is his knee issue chronic? Is it degenerative? Is this a player who will be here for 10 years? Or will he be constantly managing setbacks? That's the burning question heading into training camp. Another fresh face with a real shot to ignite this team? Caleb Johnson. The rookie running back is tailor-made for Arthur Smith's zone-heavy rushing system. This isn't just plug and play. This is plug and explode. Johnson's style at Iowa mirrors exactly what Smith runs in Pittsburgh, under center formations, heavy personnel, and zone blocking. He's not Derrick Henry, but he's got the vision, burst, and physicality to anchor a backfield. In fact, some argue he was the best zone runner in the entire 2024 draft class, aside from Ashton Jeanty. That's high praise. If he hits his stride early and stays healthy, he could be the catalyst that finally reawakens a Steelers offense that's lacked identity since the Killer Bee era. Don't be surprised if the ground game becomes the identity again. Now, let's talk about one of the more polarizing figures in the building, Joey Porter Jr. There are two sides to this conversation. On one hand, he's shown flashes of being a true lockdown corner. He's physical, feisty, and fearless. On the other hand, the penalties, the grabbing, the lapses. But context matters. Injuries hampered him last year, and now he's entering a defensive backfield coached by Gerald Alexander, with Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay lined up beside him. Let that sink in. Porter will be mentored daily by two all-pro caliber veterans and a top-tier position coach. If he can clean up the penalties and harness that raw aggression, he could become one of the league's elite shutdown corners. Remember, this defense is at its best when he's playing at a high level. His ability to erase a top receiver frees up the rest of the secondary to disguise, attack, and shift coverages. And finally, Roman Wilson. Now, let's be real, star might be a stretch for the rookie wideout out of Michigan. But don't sleep on his potential to become the team's true WR2 by mid-season. Calvin Austin III is the early favorite, but his size limits him as a blocker. And in Arthur Smith's offense, wide receivers who can't block don't see the field on early downs. That's why Roman and veteran Robert Woods have the inside track. Wilson has sticky hands, clean route running, and explosive acceleration, especially on crossing patterns. He's got the tools to earn a bigger role quickly. If he flashes in camp and preseason, he might leapfrog Woods and Austin, becoming a vital cog in this reimagined offense. So let me ask you, Steelers Nation, who's the most exciting rising star on this team? Is it the linebacker ready to take over the defense? The injury comeback kid on the line? The rookie running back built for this system? The corner who could lock down your best receiver? Or the sneaky WR2 who might break out of nowhere? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let your voice be heard. While the excitement builds around the emergence of young talent in Pittsburgh, the truth is this: the Steelers' roster decisions over the next few weeks could redefine this team's future, for better or worse. Behind every standout performance in OTAs or bold prediction in training camp, there's a layer of strategic positioning, calculated risk-taking, and quiet uncertainty. This team has no intention of sitting back and waiting. They are actively shaping the future right now, and every rep matters. One of the most fascinating developments this offseason surrounds the wide receiver room. There's no question that DK Metcalf is locked in as the Steelers' WR1. His size, speed, and physicality make him the perfect prototype for Arthur Smith's offensive vision. He's the A.J. Brown clone in this system. But beyond DK, everything else is a puzzle. And one particular name has not left the discussion: Gabe Davis. Now let's be clear. Steelers insider Mark Kaboly reported that Pittsburgh is likely out on signing Davis. But don't buy that as gospel just yet. The reality? Pittsburgh is waiting. They're letting training camp do the talking. They want to see whether Robert Woods or Roman Wilson can claim that WR2 spot in 12 personnel formations. Calvin Austin III might be the second best receiver in terms of raw talent, but he brings zero value as a run blocker, and that's a non-starter for Arthur Smith's system on early downs. Woods is the veteran. He's steady. He knows the role. He blocks well, and he probably gets the first crack at it when camp opens in Latrobe. But Roman Wilson? He's the wild card. If he impresses early, if he shows he can be both a reliable target and a physical run blocker, he could seize that job outright. And if he does, the Steelers might officially slam the door shut on any Gabe Davis talks. But here's the kicker: if neither Wilson nor Woods steps up, if they both underwhelm, the Gabe Davis file reopens fast. Because while Davis might overlap stylistically with DK Metcalf, he brings exactly what this offense needs: physicality, blocking, and a vertical threat who won't shy away from the dirty work. That's the situation to watch. Gabe Davis isn't out. He's on pause. And that should make Steelers fans perk up. Pittsburgh's not done making moves. They're playing chess, not checkers. Meanwhile, as we talk about readiness and opportunity, let's not forget the context surrounding this season. This team is not operating in a vacuum. The AFC North is in absolute chaos, and the Steelers could be the biggest benefactors. Let's start with the Cincinnati Bengals. Two major headaches are wrecking their camp right now. Trey Hendrickson, their top pass rusher and arguably the backbone of their defense, is holding out. He's not just sitting on the sideline. He's not even in Cincinnati. He's in Jacksonville, Florida. Why? Because extension talks hit a major wall. According to multiple reports, the negotiations have turned very contentious, with the sides completely dug in on contract length and guaranteed money. Make no mistake, if the Bengals lose Hendrickson, even temporarily, their defense crumbles. Stats don't lie. When Hendrickson isn't on the field, the Bengals defense ranks dead last in almost every category: pressure rate, passer rating allowed, success rate, you name it. Without him, they don't just drop off. They fall apart. And the fans? You're going to be part of it every step of the way. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more exclusive updates straight from training camp, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Like the video, drop a "Go Steelers, my heart bleeds black and gold" in the comments, and stay tuned, because more breaking news is dropping any second now. Let's ride.